Kieran McQuillan is a journalist who's in Ukraine covering the war, and he joins us now from Lviv. Kieran, thank you so much for making the time for us. Set the scene for us today. How has this war evolved since you've been on the ground there?
Well, it's nice to be with you, Ruda Bay. Well, I arrived here 2 weeks ago, and, what we've seen so far is that, the air raid sirens that we're hearing in Lviv, generally seen as a safe haven, as a sort of quieter part of the country. Those air raid sirens have increased, people going to the shelters in this building that I'm in. They're sheltering in corridors, going down into the basement. And then last Saturday, we had that very large cruise missile attack in a place called Lviv. It was at the International Center for Peacekeeping and Safety, only 15 miles away from the borders of NATO, from Poland, very, very close to NATO. We had the attack on the Lviv State aircraft repair facility adjacent to the airport, which took place yesterday. So a very quiet city generally. It's the cultural capital of Ukraine, but ever closer, this air war at least seems to be creeping ever closer to the people of this city.
Yeah, and the war has now displaced 1 in 5 Ukrainians. That is such a massive number to think about. What is this doing to the spirit of the country? What are people telling you?
Well, the Ukrainian people really seem to be coming together as never before. So, for example, the split between people who spoke Russian at home and people who spoke Ukrainian at home is roughly 50-50. In the eastern part of the country, more Russian-speaking. Here in Lviv, where I am, more Ukrainian-speaking. But as a show of solidarity, the people have come together, and Ukrainian is being used more and more. Everywhere you go, it's the mother tongue now. People are using the Ukrainian to speak to each other, to communicate. And as you say, there has been this displacement. It's been an outward displacement of 1 in 5. But there's also an inward displacement, and that is people coming into the country, young men of fighting age, coming here to sign up to fight for the military of Ukraine and to do what they see as their patriotic duty.
Absolutely. And at the beginning of this war, Mariupol was where a lot of journalists were actually reporting from. Now the Russians have moved into the center of it. Why is that city strategically important for the Russians?
Yes, well, Mariupol is becoming the defining moment, and the story of Mariupol is becoming the defining moment of this 3rd week of this invasion of Ukraine. It's becoming the defining moment because of those people that are trapped in the city. President Zelensky last night spoke of the 9,000 who managed to leave Mariupol by convoy, in buses, in cars yesterday. And in total, he says 80,000 people, have managed to leave the city in the last few days. It is under siege on 3 sides by Russian forces. But of course, that leaves another 270 people who are trapped there. And of course, there was that terrible attack on a theatre where between 1,000 and 1,500 women and children were sheltering. Luckily, it seems no casualties in that particular attack. Yesterday, 160 people pulled from the rubble. There still are survivors down there. But Mariupol does lie on that strategic corridor between eastern Ukraine and Russia and Crimea itself, the area of Ukraine that was annexed in 2014. So it is of massive strategic importance to Russia. And if it does fall, it will be a huge battleground success for Russians who are bogged down elsewhere in this country.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.